going to turn off Discord here. It's just going to be blooping at you all.
Well, hello, everyone.
Oh, I was like, I'm hearing Discord, but I don't see any messages.
I was like, did I leave mine up?
That's my fault, yeah. I joined entirely too many servers, and I need to weed some of them out.
All right.
I'm in 15 currently.
And we're live.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to awSHUX. This is our last broadcast from the show. And we're going to be playing the Deadlies. And once again, we've got the designer, Paul Saxberg, here playing with us. So thanks for being here, Paul. Plus, we got Jandi and Wyatt, and we're going to have a great time. So let me switch over to our screens. Say good morning, everyone. Or good afternoon now, I guess.
Good morning, everyone.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon now. Yeah.
Yeah, officially now. Like at 11 a.m., I was like, is it 6 in the morning? I felt like I was like really dragging. So,
I slept until 10 this morning. So
did you?
Yeah, and it was super weird that I did, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Because I've been like nonstop streaming, like every hour on the hour. Basically, it's been crazy. So
I've been flipping back and forth between watching awSHUX streams and Essen streams. So I've been watching more streams than I have in like ever.
Yeah.
I tried to sleep in, but my cats are evil. So that wasn't going to happen.
All cats are evil. Come on.
My cats are evil, but my husband gets up and feeds them. So
well, I'm the husband, so yeah, same situation. Yeah.
Speaking of evil,
see what he did there?
Yeah.
That was great.
So yes, the 7 deadly sins is what this game is all about. But here, of course, they are represented by these delightful and cute illustrations by Leah Furman. But actually, Paul, when you first pitched me this game, you had a whole bunch of art on these cards, and memory serves, someone in your family created those pieces of art, didn't they?
So it wasn't a family member, no.
Okay.
A very close friend of mine, Michael Cox. He's a local. He helps out with FallCon, and he's also demoed a bunch for Roxley, and he's really a huge community organizer in the board game community. Sorry, that's the word I'm looking for. Anyways, his daughter Mackenzie Cox did the artwork for her. She is an artist. She's phenomenally talented. She's still just a teenager, but she's already published, I think, her second children's book now.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's awesome.
Mackenzie Cox. Yeah, if anyone, I'm shouting her out. And yeah, I remember showing that to you at PAX Unplugged. I remember Wyatt was there.
No, I've not been to PAX. Yeah.
No? Yeah.
It wasn't me.
No?
Oh, you know what? Who would have that been?
I recognize your name though, so I have ADD, so my memory is like a sieve. So apologize for missing the details.
No, I if it was me, I would have had like flaming electric blue hair at the time. So,
but that matches my memory.
Really? Then it wasn't at PAX then. Because I've not gone to PAX with Kurt.
No, you know what? It was probably Gen Con is what it was.
Okay, well.
Yeah,
like, my memory is a sieve, so I could very well have messed up the details. But it's a happy memory, so I'm going to keep it whether it's true or not.
All right. Well, this game, by the way, is it's a great take that casual weight card game, and in it we are just trying to get rid of all the deadlies out of our hands as soon as we possibly can. So we're going to start with 6 cards in our hand, as indicated by this little token here. A reminder for everyone, click your little degree symbol until it reads 45 for this game. That'll rotate it nicely. So once you get rid of your 6-card hand, you're going to end up dropping down to a 4-card hand. And then you get rid of those. Now you have a 2-card hand, and you can, if you do it 3 times over, that's how you win the game. Playing cards is as simple as like playing as many as you possibly can that either have the same suit, the same numeric value, or a straight, or even play singleton. And the fun part of the game is actually all the various special abilities that the 7 deadly sins have as suits. And I'm not going to cover them right now. We're going to introduce them as we play, one at a time. So as they come up, we'll share them for the first time that they come up. Yes.
I'm locked out. Can one of you send me the password again, please?
To
the server.
Yup.
Sorry, I was trying to find the previous message and it's not coming up on my phone. So
okay. And well, you see the name of you see the name of the server?
I got the server. I just
okay. It's that 333.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
There you are.
I've done this before.
We're a professional
I almost
operation.
typed it in the comments in this server, and then realized I'm like, he's not gonna see that.
All right, I'm in.
Right. Cool. All right, so I'm just gonna fly past all these big cards because we'll show them off later. I'll get right to start the game. Boop.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, now you guys on the presentation. There's no peeking at my hand here. That's
put a screen over top of the stream, but I can still see the comments. So
actually, I thought of a solution for that. If we have to do that again, just flip them all over and then shuffle them.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that way, even if one of us is a devious little cheater, you can defeat us at our own game then.
All right, fair enough.
I'll put a post-it
All right.
over it.
So, let's just Paul, you're our guest. Why don't you start us?
Oh, since I probably going to lose anyway, that seems like a good.
Yeah, no joke. You told me that you seldom win your own games, and so far that has matched up to our experience with you.
I don't have a great track record. It's true.
I won the game the very first time you showed it to me at Origins, maybe last year.
Yeah.
All right,
and I think that's the only time.
I'm going to start off by playing a couple of these gluttonies.
Okay.
And I will take one card off of John D, I think.
All right. Our viewers can now know that gluttony is kind of counterintuitive. While you're trying to get rid of your cards, you're either going to steal a card from somebody or you're going to draw 3 from the main deck. The fun part, though, you get to take another turn. So Paul has stolen from Jandi, and now you're going to take another turn.
And, of course, the ironic thing that happened here is the card I took off of her was a gluttony.
Well, let's do it again.
I will play it for the next turn. And let's take one off of Wyatt here next.
Well, that's me, but thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you? You're not. Oh, okay.
First screen, yeah.
Well, you can totally take it from me. That's fine.
Well, actually, no. I'm going to take one off Kurt then, but I'll change which card I was just to keep things. There we go.
Okay.
Good old tabletop simulator showing everybody the secrets.
Oh, right. Well, so if you flip it first.
Hold up. It's my turn still.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. You gluttony. My bad.
Yep.
Oh, do not sit on the table. Get in my hand. There it goes.
Well, I know not to wrath Wyatt now.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, so I don't remember if you mentioned this part during the explanation or not, but I can play a straight of any number of cards. So 2, 3, 4.
And it's always the high card that activates.
So in this case, it's Pride, and I'm going to try and guess an opponent who I think does not have Pride in their hand. And I really don't have any relevant information here, so I'm going to say, hey, John, do you have any Pride?
I do. I show it, right?
You got to show it, yep.
And
drag it out there. We'll see it.
Oh, you know what? I don't. Haha, I gotta do it.
Oh,
what a liar!
I know, right?
Rule works that way, so you can't just. Oh, sure, I do.
Right. So that means you draw one, Johnny, since you don't have one.
Goody.
Otherwise, Paul would have had to draw.
If I had picked somebody who had Pride, I would have to pick a card instead.
That's right.
Now my turn is done. You can go ahead, Wyatt.
All right, so a wrath with a 1 and agreed with a 1.
Oh
yeah.
So I figure it's early game. There's a lot of cards in the deck. I have a good chance of getting several different suits.
True. So here's the thing. This is a push your luck mechanic. So White is going to start dealing cards out to us. And unless she matches suit, she can actually get rid of her entire hand if she deals out 5. But if she
There's
matches
3.
suit, she's going to get them all. So far, so good.
So she could have stopped after the first 2 that weren't agreed, but
Oh!
2 lusts.
There's 5 cards for you because you matched a suit.
Now that's one of the cards that Kurt really improved from the prototype version of this game.
There
I
are a
was
couple.
happy with it before, but you kicked it up to the next level in a couple of ways, and that's one of the ones that's definitely better for having come to Smirk and Dagger.
Well, I tell you what, I know because you are also a big perfectionist on like getting these thematic abilities right.
Yes, I was a bit of a diva in that respect. It's true.
No, but that was great because even when I was like, okay, I think this card is done, he's like, whoa, hold up, because there's something bugging me about this card.
There's a way to make it 1.5% better. I just know it.
Yep, and I think. Well, we went round and round on Lust as well, which we'll see in a moment when we play it, and we can talk about it then. But I don't even remember, quite honestly, where we started with Greed anymore.
It was fairly close to that, but the discarding your hand part was definitely came from Smirk and Dagger.
That's right. Okay. Yep, because it always had the push your luck piece, and I think we just talked about it needing a big carrot to make it exciting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Why else would you go for it?
I confess, I actually didn't think it was a good idea the first time you mentioned it to me, but I'm completely sold now. Completely sold.
Cool. All right. So let's. Oh well. Speaking of Lust, I'm going to lay down a big old straight, and then I am going to play Lust at the end. And what I love about where we ended up here is that Lust is consensual. Your partner gets to choose what happens. So I'm going to choose someone at the table, and either they're going to tell me nothing else happens and my turn is over, or it's a trust exercise, and they are going to either say, well, yeah, we're both going to discard a card. And if either one of us discards Lust in this way, it forces the other player to draw 3. Now, clearly, I'm going to choose someone who has very few cards. So, what are we going to do?
If I have a Lust, I can play it and hurt you, and you don't have any cards, so I know you can't hurt me.
That is true.
But in this case, I'm actually not. I mean, there's really no reason for me to say no because I get to get rid of a card.
Exactly.
But it's not a Lust, so you are safe.
Sweet. That means I do, in fact, click down my hand to a 4-card hand, draw 4 more cards. There we go. Yeah, and I know Lust is something we went round. That, I think, is the card that had like the most different and actually like real different styles of play. So if you remember some of that, when you want to share like the evolution there.
A lot of these, I really wanted to have my cake and eat it too, right? There's 3 or 4 different things I want. We wanted to keep the rules incredibly simple so they all fit on one card and they were easy to memorize. Yeah. And I wanted them all interactive with the other players. And that one in particular, we wanted to keep the idea that the other player could just say no, right? Because that's thematically important. I think the version, the next best version had something to do with taking a card out of the discard pile and the other person chose whether or not you got it or they got it.
Oh, right. Yep. And I think it was another go again mechanic as well. And then we got rid of that because Glutton already had it. And we were like, let's not repeat that.
And it was an extra step of play. And actually back then as well was when all the players had separate discard piles, which is another improvement you brought to the game.
Ah, okay.
So it works a lot better with just the one.
Well, it makes shuffling easier. But other than that, I don't think it mattered too much. All right. Jandi, are we to you?
Mm-hmm. We are, yes. I am going to play Gluttony.
Mm-hmm.
Take mine.
I'm going to.
You know you want all this. What? Really?
Oh, no. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm going to take this one. She has the most cards.
Why are you doing that?
But thanks for showing the card there, Jandi.
Oh, I was supposed to flip it first, wasn't I?
Yeah.
That's all right. You just know not to do that to me. And then I get to play another one.
Yeah.
Little tabletop simulator.
Oh, I know. Wrath.
Okay.
Don't
who
tell
are we
me, let me
wrathing?
guess.
This time it is you, Paul.
I sort of suspected that. All right, so I get 2 cards, and I don't know if you explained this one or not. If I have Wrath in my hand, I get to hit her back for 2 cards. But then if she has Wrath, she gets to hit me back for 2 cards, and we can just keep going back and forth at this while the other 2 laugh at us, or until we run out of Wrath and don't want to do it anymore.
Let's see some of that.
Yeah.
Now, I did not draw a Wrath. On the other
There's
hand,
6 more rats out there. I mean, come on.
I drew the special card here,
Woo!
which counts as all 7 suits, so I can play it as a Wrath and hit her back for 2.
That is awesome. The only crazy part about this, it seems like it's a wild card, but what I love about your wild card is that it's constantly all things, and it's a little bit out of your control, except when you first play it yourself.
Right, so it can get you in trouble if you draw it when there's greed being played, or if you accidentally... I see it. I'm drawing my cards. All right.
I didn't actually see that until you did the big flourish across the entire table.
But kind of like this? Like this?
Kind of like this.
Yeah.
Here. You can have 2 back as well. There you go.
Yeah, that's 2 cards you get, Jandi.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
Are you done? Is there more?
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right.
All right. We'll stop thrashing each other for now.
For now. I'm coming for you now.
So, Kurt, you still in the mood?
Oh, interesting. You know, I think I'm good, but thank you.
Oh, shut down.
So
right.
nothing else happens.
I am going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'd say, Paul, do you have any pride?
Anyone who knows me knows the answer is no. I will draw my card.
All right.
So, one of my friends that we play this with, and this has become our absolute go-to game to play in between other games and everything else. My friend Mike, it never fails. Like, he always gets picked on for the pride card, and I think in the 3 or 4 months since we've had the game, he's had an actual pride card like once.
That is funny.
And it's just hilarious, and it's turned into this long-running gag that Mike has no pride.
All right. Well, I've got Gluttony here, and I'm thinking I'm going to steal a card. So I'm going to take it from someone who has plenty of them to give.
Oh, you know you want some of this.
Really didn't want you to take that card.
I tell you what, that worked out so amazing for me, kids. Bam!
Oh!
Ending with Sloth as the activated ability, and Sloth does absolutely nothing true to its namesake, which means it's a great card to go out on. But then it'll stay in front of me, and anyone else who now plays a Sloth, I'll have to draw a card. So this one will stay here.
You can still punish him, but he gets to click down in the meantime.
I sure do. I am taking a major lead, which means I'm going to be a major target.
I think he's cheating somehow. This deck was clearly stacked.
Clearly.
Definitely. I didn't see him shuffle first.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny,
okay.
to you.
Well, you totally messed up what I was going to do. Thanks.
You're welcome.
You should get revenge on.
We can play any number of the same number cards, though, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Just like he did. He played 4 6s.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I'm going to play this, and this. Pride is the top card. So, Kurt, do you have pride?
I do not. I will gladly draw one.
Okay. Hey, Kurt, do you have any pride?
Let me check. Nope.
All right, so I'm gonna play the odds. I'm gonna go 7-7 because there's only one more Wrath card out in the
We have
universe.
a card counter at the table.
Kurt,
Yeah.
I think you need some more cards.
I will draw 2. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh,
You got the last one. Nice.
All right, let's shuffle that up.
Oops.
See, there he shuffled. He can't cheat anymore.
So, did you get your 2?
I
Yep.
did. There were
Okay.
exactly 2.
Okay, and you're done.
I'm done.
Okay.
you get to get rid
Well,
of that sloth card now.
oh yeah, thank you. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I think what I do is this. 4, 5, 6.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'll draw. Oh, we haven't seen this yet. So Envy says I draw 2 cards. Then, if I don't have an Envy in my hand, I can trade hands with another player.
So we're all hoping he draws 2 envies here. Or at least
Wow.
one.
I do, in fact, have an Envy. So I'm going.
What a
It's just
terrible
too bad.
thing. Terrible
I feel
Yeah.
horribly for you.
I heard you all weeping.
Sorry about your luck, Paul.
Shandy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I'm going to do this and this.
Oh.
So
You're
here
gonna
we
draw
go.
through.
And I do not have an envy in my hand.
Nice.
Well, you gotta be like that.
Are you
Yep.
switching with Paul, I assume?
Yep. How do you move your whole hand?
So back up from your screen a little bit, and then select all by making marquee around it,
Aha.
Yeah, I wonder if I can just take them
and
off.
then flip it, and then pass it. There you go.
Okay, your 2 are on the table in front of you there. And you're welcome. They're very good cards. You'll be very happy to... Oops.
Oh, I just dropped him on the floor.
Oh, you're just going to throw them on the floor. I see. That's what my hand is worth to you.
You can also just hit the number, and it'll put them in your hands.
Okay. And I know that. I just tabletop simulator, right?
What do I do with these cards you gave me? On the one hand, they're great. On the other hand, they're terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing is I can remember what I just gave you. So
True.
there are little moments in this game where there's like, oh, it doesn't look like there's strategy. Oh, yeah, there's strategy. Okay.
Well, Pablo's joined us. Thanks for watching, Pablo. And
Hey, Pablo.
yep. And basically, he says Paul's super fun game. So well done.
Sweet. You managed to get a copy of it? He's a longtime friend and supporter from Spain. Attached to a couple of really big convention shows out there. Roxley sent him some demo games in the past to show off to people. He sent me pictures of these great big events they're throwing.
Neat.
Yeah, you should make friends with Kurt and his team as well.
I love Spain. Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
totally down for conventions in Spain.
I think we need to speak to
Wyatt.
Wyatt, are you interested? See, I'll point it. I'll put down 2 lusts there.
You put
So
down 2 lusts.
Probably not a lot of chance to have one left in my hand, right? Seem like a fair argument.
You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll discard.
That means something bad is coming.
Okay.
There it is.
Yeah.
So
Kurt
Paul's
knew
going to
exactly
draw
what I
3.
was walking into there.
Yep.
All right. So I was gonna do the same thing actually. So I draw 2. I didn't get any envy, but I really like my hand, so I'm going to stay with it.
All right, you do not have to switch.
Rock on. I'll tell you what I'm going to do then. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm also going to keep.
Well, that's telling. Okay.
You could have just drawn an envy and be bluffing, you know?
Yeah, steal my hand.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. How do I want to play this? I'm gonna play Greed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm stopping there.
You have to
You have to do two.
Do you have to do two? I forgot about that.
Yep.
Okay.
And now you can't
And now
You
you
can't-
can't stop.
step on a greed, so you have to deal at least one more. You may
Okay.
stop now.
Or
Yeah,
you
and
can
I'm going
deal.
to.
Oh, no, that doesn't go to you. That goes to me.
That goes to me. Oh no.
I
No,
take
because
those.
you
goes
didn't
to you?
bust. Yeah.
Yeah, you could have kept going.
Do you want to keep going?
Should we put them back out and give her the choice? So if you were to keep going, you'd give me the next card. And if it's a lust or a pride, you would bust. Otherwise, I would get it. And then you would have the chance to give one to Wyatt if you like.
Pass.
Okay.
All right. I should double check as well because I know that other card in your hand. I know what it is. And I think you could have played it with the greed.
I don't.
Just want to make sure if you knew that or not. Unless
Does
I'm
it not need to
okay.
be
ADD
3
details.
and-
So it's either same color, same number, or a straight of any length.
Oh, I thought it had to be at least 3. That's fine. I don't care. I'm good.
You can always play a
You
singleton
can target
too.
me.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll totally let you retcon it. But yeah.
Yeah, do you want to? We'd have
Nah.
to put back our greed cards.
Nope, I don't like retconning because, like, I've played this game before. I should know better.
Okay. Let's try this envy thing since it's working
Ah,
out so
going
well
for the
for everybody
envy.
else.
All right.
And I'm going to take that one lovely card off of you. Yoink. Oops. Shouldn't have showed it off to everybody, but now you know why I'm the target here, as I always am. And then I can give you these. Here you go.
Thank ya.
Well, I am
Saw
going to
that
make myself
coming.
a big O target.
There it is.
Oh. So the audience may not understand what just happened there. You played Purity, which puts that Halo card in your hand. Both of those are unique cards in the deck. The Halo, your turn's done. Obviously, you know this already. So you cannot play the Halo, but when it comes back to you, if you still have it, you can just play it and discard your hand for no penalty, no chance of anything going wrong. However, in the meantime, all these envies and gluttonies that are flying around, we may try and wrestle that out of your hand.
Right.
Like this one?
It's all nice and shuffled for you, Kurt.
Now, the question is, do I try to steal 1 out of 4, or do I get 3 more cards and try to power up a different move? I think that is my play.
Oh,
Interesting choice.
that is an interesting choice.
I am now going to play a gluttony and do it again.
Which gives you another turn.
And now I'm going to play a gluttony and do it again.
It's one of Kurt's favorite moves.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to play a gluttony.
God.
The problem is I'm still not getting what I want.
So I think we've played about 5 of them so far. So I don't know
Okay.
how many are left there.
So now, oh, what's happening?
There
Shuffle
were only a
the
couple
discards in.
Okay.
cards left, so
All right. Now I'm going to play my envy. You didn't shuffle that, right?
no, I
Nope.
put the
Okay.
shuffle, I put the discard on the bottom.
Okay. Now I'm going to get 2 cards. And none of them are envy.
Oh!
And that's going to make somebody super sad because this is 16 cards that I want over here. I'll take these actually.
I demoed this game at an anime convention here in Calgary called Odafest, and for 4 guys, and that was their favorite tactic. They spent the whole game trying to do that, and one of them got up to 25 cards at one point.
Oh my!
Jeez.
Because it was the only thing they wanted to do was gluttony and envy.
Alrighty. Well then,
Oh, jeez.
my turn
There's
is
so many
done.
cards I can't even see them.
You can't even see him.
All right. I'm playing 3 2s, and Paul, I'm wrathing you.
Me? What did I do?
Yeah.
What's the search
You have one
command
card.
button?
Oh, the search is. I think you have to right click on something.
I didn't see it in the right click.
Why won't these go into the?
I'll help you. I think they have to rotate.
Yeah, rotating them.
They
out.
usually
Or
rotate
rotating your hand as well.
automatically.
That's interesting.
Here, maybe I can get in and help here. How many cooks do we need to make this broth?
All of them.
Okay. What am I going to do here? John, do you have no hard feelings towards your card there? In fact, how do you feel about some lust?
Let's see.
Got a very safe
do nothing.
card here. This is not going to hurt you. Oh, rejected again. Have you managed to sort out your hand there yet?
No, I can't even see it.
That's kind of a problem in Tabletop Simulator.
Indeed.
It really, truly is.
Yeah, the best you can do is click on each card and see it pop up. But
Yeah.
If you hover over them and hit Alt, maybe one by one.
Yes, you can do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to do
It's
it.
control. If you,
Yeah.
it's control.
well, you know what you need to do. The question is, how are you going to do it? Okay.
I don't
You
know
may
what that was
go.
yet.
You may go again.
Let me find another gluttony in here.
Pulling a Kurt there, are you?
Well, I can only see like the very, very, very tip edges of it, so
It's going to be very hard to get that away from Wyatt if you get it. Oh, no, if you get it, you just get to play it because you get another
Yeah.
shot.
exactly. Unfortunately,
You're out of gluttonies.
that was my last gluttony.
Oh, so that means Kurt's going to win because he's down to 2, and if he goes again, he just gets to play it. So
yeah,
unless you have an envy in there,
I do not. So I'm gonna go 1, 2. I'm gonna thin this out a little bit. 3. I think that's all of them. Okay.
Nope.
you have 5 more cards.
It was a thought.
At this point, what did Wyatt have to lose?
Exactly.
Absolutely right. Yep. And ladies and gentlemen, the Halo
For the win.
for the win. Well, that was actually a mighty quick game. I got a jump ahead, and there was no stopping me. So
Yeah.
You usually don't see that that big a blowout in this game.
no, that's true.
All 3 of
Did
us do.
anybody else even click down once?
No.
I kept getting within 1 turn of it, and then John D kept stopping me.
Yeah, my first 2 came like
Sorry,
I,
not sorry.
I just had like a great mix of cards happily, for the first 2, and then
You played your whole hand on 2 different turns.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just happened to work out. So, yeah. So Paul, let me ask you, the inspiration for this game. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Well, that's about 3.5 years ago where I first started putting it together. And it's actually hard for me to remember a lot of the specifics, but I just had this notion. It's kind of 2 or 3 things that collided together. And one of them was thinking back to all the games you played as a kid and you just loved, right?
Yeah.
And from my family was very, very good to me in that time. We were always playing things like Monopoly and chess and Scrabble. and poker and solitaire, like double solitaire. It's a multiplayer version.
Yeah.
And of course, one of those games is Uno. But as an adult game designer now, I recognize Uno is not a very good game. There's literally no theme, and there's very few choices or any kind of strategy or tactics.
Yeah.
And I was playing some other game. I don't even remember what it was, but it was one of those converted kids games into. It might have been Dice Throne actually, because Yahtzee is actually a fairly good game, but Dice Throne makes it into a hobby game. And I was, well, what if I could do that with Uno? And somehow or other, this combined with the idea of the deadly sins in my brain. And the first idea I had was Pride. And the first version of Pride, actually, when you played it, you put it on the table in front of you, and then you played with your hand face up for everybody to see. And that's an interesting thematic thing where I'm gonna show off everybody what I got because I'm proud, right?
That's cool.
And that was a terrible idea in playtesting because it meant everyone had to pay attention to a whole bunch of things that they didn't really care about for it to have any effect. It wasn't really a disadvantage. But then tried a bunch of versions of it, and some of the cards really haven't changed much since their first edition. Like Wrath basically was Wrath right away. It didn't need any changing through any versions of it. I experimented with one or two, but it was happy there. And then other ones, like you mentioned, Lust, probably went through at least 12 or 15 different versions before I found something that met all the different criteria I wanted on the card. One of the other inspirations was I wanted to, if possible, have all the rules on the cards. I wanted the game simple enough that you could sit down with people who weren't gamers and they didn't need to constantly be looking at the rule book to see what was going on.
Yeah.
Because since there's only 7 cards in the game, they're fairly easy to internalize. Once you've got them, you don't even need to read anymore. And if you get stuck, you just look at the card and, oh, it's right there, you know?
Yeah. And that was really important to me too, because I actually, I think it's probably safe to say most of my line is a pretty casual line. And this one, it really is. It has kind of a hobby feel, but it's also got a lot of broader, almost mainstream appeal. So it's really nice as a gateway. I kind of feel.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that was definitely one of the things I wanted to go for, and it's actually one of the reasons why I came to you in the first place. You were specifically recommended to me by Roberta Taylor, the designer of Octopus's Garden and the upcoming Creature Comforts from Kids Table Board Gaming, which is absolutely amazing. So I'll shout her out as well. But she did some playtesting for this for me as well, and she said, I guess she'd appeared with you on a panel. I think it was at Metatopia.
Okay, yeah, and I think you're right.
I had played a couple of American Dagger games already. I'd played Hex and Dead Last and I think Nevermore. And I liked them. And she's like, you should totally talk to him. And this seems like it'd be up his alley. Because you like that lighthearted, zing your fellow player.
The gotcha games,
why'd you do that? You know? And I'm super happy that she introduced me to you and that you and your team you say you saw the value in this and you helped kick it up to the next level. And,
me too. So here's and this is the question that I get asked quite a bit. So because it does have very much like a family appeal, it is kind of like the Uno, but one level up. You still merge like the 7 deadly sins in that same sphere. And now, mind you, I thought the way that you presented those sins as these cute, little evil animals, like brought enough edge to bring hobby gamers in, and brought enough cute to bring like all family in, and that was like a nice synergy. So that's why I was like, cool. That's like not really an issue for me. But like, how did those two concepts kind of come together?
So that's a couple of things again. One of the things, so I work for Roxley Games, and this is obviously not a Roxley game. And one of the reasons for it was Gavin, my boss at Roxley. He's just an absolute. I'm not going to talk crap about my boss on live stream on the internet, obviously, right? But I'm not being disingenuous to say that I think he's a very, very smart man with a lot of really good, wisdom and experience in terms of product design. And he looked at my prototype and he's like, we're not going to sell this to a family market when you have a Lust card in your game. And I was like, okay, you're right. I can't argue with you. That's obviously right. But then some other game inspired me with sort of cutesy images on things that could have been like, because I've had people give me feedback, like, you could put like demonic art and, like hate figures or something on here. I'm like, no, that's totally not what I want to do. Like, that's not what this game's supposed to be about. This game's supposed to be lighthearted, fun, goofy.
Yeah.
And so I as I mentioned, Mackenzie Cox did the artwork for it, for the prototype with cute little internet, based off, originally inspired by cute little internet creatures I found online. I just used clip art for the prototype, right? And then that was going over super, super well. And then as an extra level of, to make sure this wasn't a problem, I was bringing it to conventions, and I'm friends with a lot of people in a group called Love Thy Nerd, which is a geek outreach group. And I don't want to get into a big discussion of religion or anything like that here, but I thought it was really important that if the game was going to be about sins, I should at least, get the input of people that this is very, very important to, that this could easily very much offend. Because I mean, I would want that if I was part of a group that somebody made a game about. I would want them to check in with me, and it seemed only fair. And so, I played it with several of them, and I got their comments and their feedback. And I'm pleased to say that over 3 years of development, I managed to track down 4 different priests and play it with them. And not all of them are immediately happy with the idea of playing a game about sins with your kids, but none of them condemned it. None of them said, okay, you're not handling this in a sensitive or an intelligent or a mature fashion, and I think this game should be censored or banned or something like that.
Yeah.
They all thought it was being treated with respect.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have been even more of a perfectionist, going, "Oh no, we can't put that detail on this card because it's gonna tick people off,"
Yeah, and I think not only, I mean, the card abilities are thematic, but lightly so, and I think all well handled, both with the illustration, which eventually was done by Leah Furman, same woman who did Cinder and our dragons for that. And I got inspired on the artwork to kind of like go in that like the vinyl toy, like the designer toy market, like Toki Doki and Kid Robot, that was cute but edgy, and I thought that was just like the right convergence, because you had those kind of cute images on your prototype. It was dealing with the 7 deadly sins, and I could see that. I could see these guys as like actually like vinyl toys in one of those hidden boxes.
I would 100% buy a little Wrath Bunny.
Exactly.
I love the Wrath Bunny. I think the Wrath Bunny is the most popular one.
I also really want enamel pins of all of them. Like,
oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I would wear a pin of some of these, and that was actually another thing you did to improve it, was to give everybody these little scoring clickers, so they can take their favorite character and kind of play that character.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
You still looking for Wrath?
I was just trying to pull a bunch of them out here.
Oh, actually, you know what? We don't even have the screen showing. Hold on a second. I'll get it back. Boop, boop, boop. I can't. Where did I find my cursor?
Yeah, she did an amazing job on the artwork. It's so cool to see, because I mean, some of these are still kind of like the original clip art that inspired the card, and then some of them have morphed into completely different things. Like the Greed Octopus is perfect, right? But it doesn't resemble at all what we had before.
I mean, 8 arms to grab more stuff is perfect.
Lust in particular is also fantastic.
Yeah.
Remind me, I believe when Leo was working on the Greed card, or was it the Sloth card, that we actually went through several different animals before we found one that felt right. Was that Greed or was that?
It was definitely Greed. At first, Leah saw it as like a magpie. It was cute that way. Like I think it was sitting on top of like a pile of like a hoarding pile. Yeah, it had all the shinies that it had collected.
Yes.
And it was fun, but I was like, I feel like it doesn't feel greedy enough. And what else could we try? And so we brainstormed a couple different animals, and the octopus, I was like, oh, when she said that, I was like I could see like the octopus like hovering over like a big treasure chest, and like all the tentacles, getting more shinies, and she's like, done and done. So cool, we'll make it.
And I honestly, when we were talking about it, I don't think an octopus would have ever occurred to me. Like, but it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's there's a lovely little piece of serendipity in there too, because I mentioned there's a couple of people I really owe this game's existence to, and one of them is Roberta, and one of her favorite animal is absolutely the octopus. She loves everything octopus, so it was like an extra little serendipitous tribute back to her to have the octopus in the game.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then like things like the pride unicorn with
Perfect.
looks so jaunty and prideful, and I love like the little
his little skulls.
Yes, it's so awesome. I had a lot of people saying, "Why wasn't Pride a lion?" I'm like, "Come on, that unicorn's perfect."
Well, and like the number one thing that people ask me is, "Why isn't Sloth a sloth?"
Yes,
and I was like, "Too easy, too literal."
I love that turtle.
I mean,
Like that turtle.
Post turtle is perfect.
Like, I totally identify with that turtle.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. Some people don't even recognize the little details in here, but the fact that there is like a little skull in the turtle pattern on the shell.
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
Subtle.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Subtle.
Yep. And of course, like as we were talking about this, I think this is also maybe
I
my
love
favorite.
that he's rolling up his fur.
This little rabbit's coming to pound you.
That's totally a Bugs Bunny thing, right? So
Yeah.
And then Envy originally, what was Envy originally? It was a mirror.
Oh, Envy. So again, a bunch of these, like, because I was using clip art, I couldn't find the things I wanted to find, which is actually one of the reasons why that's not a sloth, because I couldn't find a little evil cartoon sloth online. So I put a turtle in instead. Envy, I couldn't find anything at all. It was originally a duck, just because the duck one looked funny. I think Mackenzie put a little mouse in looking in a mirror.
That's what it was. It was a mouse that became a lion in the mirror.
And so Leah retained the lion image, but traded it for a little envious toad.
So here's the story.
Guy.
I love Grumpy Toad. He's so much fun.
Here's why I had to do that. My mom is like so terrified of mice. If I was going to play this with her, she cannot handle. So I was like, I'm going to need to make it something else.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
so and my wife's the same way with spiders. So if there was a spider on one of these cards, she would not even look at the game.
Yeah, and I love cockroach poker, like with all the different vermin in there. I cannot bring it out. I cannot bring it out. So
such a good, simple little game too.
Yeah. Anyway, so this has been great. Paul, thank you so much for joining us and sharing some insights on the game. Had a great time. Sorry I crushed everyone so terribly.
Man, it was crushing.
We have to let you in once in a while. You're the publisher, right?
Well, all right, that's fair.
Only
Thank
dramatic.
you. Thanks so much. Anyway, so this now wraps up our streaming coverage here at awSHUX. We still have some more Night Cage events that you can play by going over to Tabletopia. The designers are there, and you can probably still reserve one of the last seats available. And this is the last weekend to go ahead and make a late pledge for the Night Cage. So head over to CrowdOx if that sounded interesting, and go ahead and make your pledge. It's going to close on Monday. This game, by the way, the Deadlies, is available at your local retail, and if not, you can always find it on smirkanddagger.com as well. So again, thanks everyone for playing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.